How's it going? My name is Kirby, and I'm an artist. I'm a senior right now in high school. Um, so I've sort of been trying to figure out art a lot more and where I want to go with it, uh, and sort of figuring out my own style, or I guess less style and more just figuring out my own voice. Um, and so what I want to talk about today that I feel like is mostly for me, but I think other people could really benefit from is sandbagging. Uh, is I guess what would be the best term to call it. And I got that from the Draftsman podcast that's done by Stan Prokopenko and Marshall. So I'll put a link to that. But the main idea is having to deal with your own work and I'm sure if you're an artist, you experience this where you do something that you really love, and then a few years later, not even a few years, like a few weeks later, even, or a few years later, you look back at it, and then you don't feel too great about it. It just sort of you say, "Oh my God, how did I ever do something like that? That's so bad." Which is true, you always improve. The more you work, the more you're going to improve. And so if you look back on something where you didn't necessarily have the skill level, it's not going to look as good. Um, and so that's not exactly sandbagging, but I feel like that goes hand in hand with it. And that sort of leads to sandbagging. I would say essentially what sandbagging is when you have your work and you say, well, it's not my best work. Oh, um, this isn't very good about it. Da 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 da. Sort of essentially bringing it down, sandbagging it. So just saying putting it down is, of course, it's not going to be your best work. You have to put everything in for it to be your best work. But you can't doubt it because, like I said, every piece is helping you improve. Um, and so just being proud of it, and even though it might not be the best piece ever, you learn something from it, hopefully. And so that's where the value is. You can't always. I mean, you should see what you could improve upon, but don't let that bring it down. Say for the next piece, I'm gonna be better about la 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 la, rather than in this piece I did a bad job doing this. So the mindset is good, but then if you're sharing it, which I think was the episode of the podcast where I'm getting this from, is the social media episode. If you are trying to talk about your work, don't say this is what's bad about it. This is what's bad about it. Because people aren't going to want to hear that. They're going to want to hear oh, I'm really proud of this part because I worked, and I did a good job on it. I think I did a good job with the coloring, and then people will be reading that and be like, oh yeah, like the coloring for this piece compared to his last one, that's great. So I think that's really what's important. But if you say oh man, my rendering is no good. I don't have a clear light source or whatever. Then people are gonna read through that and say, oh, he doesn't have a clear light source. His rendering is shit. So what you say about your work is also gonna affect how other people view it. Which is one thing. You want people to have good opinions, and of course they're going to be critical, and they might make those observations themselves. But if you hand them to them, then they don't really have to work towards finding the issues with it. They're just being told what the issues are. So that's one thing where will affect how other people view your work, but it also takes a toll on you. If you're only viewing what you might not have done a great job on and only focusing on that, then you're not going to want to improve. You're not going to want to keep doing things so that you're getting better because you're not aware of how that's happening. You're only aware of what you're not doing well. So, like I said, rather than saying, oh, my rendering was really bad, you want to say, oh, my coloring was way better on this one. And then with each piece, you're going to say, wow, I improved on this, I improved on this, I improved on this. And that's such a better feeling. And that's going to help you want to keep improving and want to keep moving. Um, so I think that's really what's important about not sandbagging. Be aware of what you can improve upon, but don't let that um, value your work or devalue your work. And so the next thing I sort of want to talk about is myself. I'm going to be a little bit selfish, but I'm sort of talking about sandbagging because this is a problem that I have. This is something that I always do. That I figured out that I'm doing that I want to stop doing, and be more aware of the fact that I might not be talking about my work very well. And I, practice what you preach. I definitely need to work on it. So that's something that I'm going to do. And like this video, I want to try new things and just producing more work. I think not sandbagging will keep me motivated and keep me working and improving and noticing those improvements. Um, so I'm not producing a whole lot of work right now, and I am aware of that. I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I just have to keep reminding myself that the more work I produce, the more improvement I'm going to see. And I don't necessarily have to share it if I'm not proud of it, but if I do share it, other people can tell you what you did a great job on. You don't have to say, I did a great job doing this in this piece, or I didn't do a good job doing this, because other people who are viewing your work are going to say, like, wow, you did a great job with the colors. So just, sharing my work is something that I need to improve upon. Doing work is something that I need to improve upon. But I think one of the issues that is holding me back is sandbagging. So I just wanted to talk about it. And um, if anyone's really seeing this, I want them to hold me to that. If you ever see me sandbagging, tell me to stop it, because I need to. So I don't know. I guess this is a first step towards something. I don't know where it's going to end, but I have a big goal and I want to keep working towards it. And hopefully this helps somebody who's in the same position or might be doing this and they're not aware of it. But I just wanted to talk about how it's an issue that you can easily fix and put a positive spin on it, which I think is really important, not only in art but in life. So if you ever catch yourself talking badly, think about the things that you're doing better than you did before. I think that's really important. So hopefully this helped you. I think it's helped me talk about it, and then sharing it, is really helpful because we're all trying to improve, which is what's important. So thank you for watching this video. I would love a like, and if you subscribe, I might keep making stuff. So that would definitely help motivate me. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.